Good evening, race fans. Welcome in to race 7 of 15. We're kicking off 2024 for the LSRL Xfinity Series here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's the post-Hangover 200 presented by the casual Pint Beerstro. And as always, here with my co-commentator Art up in the booth. How we doing tonight?
We're doing great. We're here at the last great Coliseum for 200 laps in the Xfinity car.
Yeah, half a mile. It's going to be tight quarters out there tonight. The first true short track on the calendar to kick off the new year. 2 laps of qualifying to set the field tonight. 200 laps, like Art mentioned. Stage break at lap 75. The 70% fuel capacity will give these drivers anywhere from 105 to 110 laps. 3 total sets of tires, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers if needed here tonight. But talking to some of the drivers pre-race, they're worried about the tire wear, so we should see some strategies, potentially some pit stops before the stage break. So we'll see how that plays out tonight as we go ahead and get into the on-track action as qualifying's underway. There's 4 races left in the regular season, so gotta start putting some good results together. As Mark Whitley, currently top of the board, picking up where he left off from his strong 2023, and currently on top of the board by 5 1/1000ths of a second over Samuel Damien. Great result for him in the 21 machine.
See it being possible for these drivers to take tires before the stage. You have 2 sets of tires? That's just...
Yeah, so 1 starter set, and then 2 in the pits, so 3 sets for 200 laps. Gonna have to manage them, so tire management, very important tonight. Here's Mike DeWalt in 12th after his 2nd lap. Kyle Ritchie in the 76. See him on Monday nights. Don't think his time counted, and it didn't as he is unregistered. All the way down to Landon Quisenberry, 15.1, so the entire field within really 5/10 here. Obviously, that's a bit bigger considering the 14.5-second lap at Bristol, but we'll see. James Goodwin in the 11. Let's go on board with him and just get a sense of the speed here. Not a whole lot of time to gather your thoughts on the front or back straightaway before you dive off into these high bank turns. Goodwin goes 18th, 14.95 on his 2nd lap. With just under a minute left in qualifying, we'll see if anyone else heads out on track. None at the moment. Nobody getting practice in.
Looking at P2 in points, Josh Thaxton, 42 points behind Mark Whitley. He's going to have some ground to make up starting P10 right now.
And you're going to have to be patient here. Bristol, hard to pass. Got to get it right. Obviously, short track racing. Going to have a little patience, but we'll see if everyone can keep their heads on straight tonight. Let's get a look at the championship standings as they come into tonight. 4 races remaining in the regular season, and it is Mark Whitley from Josh Thaxton, Nathaniel Landwehr, Schwartz, and Randy Arms, your top 5. Casey Brunson doing an incredible job as an independent driver. So, but Mark Whitley, the new guy in his rookie season, currently P1 by a sizable margin. And then heading on back towards the top 10. Perrin Huggins, don't think he's here tonight. He's missed the last couple of weeks due to potentially the holidays and some things, but race winner in his rookie season as well. Damien starting P2 tonight, trying to move himself off the bubble. William Price starting in the top 10 as well. And Michael Davis, DeWalt, James Goodwin, Ryan Tiller need good results here tonight, trying to get themselves in position to challenge for a playoff spot with 3 races remaining after tonight.
Someone I see in the field, rarely been able to make it due to work. Michael McElroy starting P21, no qualifying. See how he's able to get through the field.
I feel like if there's a track that you want some practice on, it's going to be Bristol. But nevertheless, we're getting ready here for 200 laps. We will have to reload the overlay because we got stuck in between Let's see here. Be silly, aren't we?
Max.
Gonna be a little silly, a little goofy about it. It'll go away in a minute. It's fine. There we go. Oh. Let's see if we get this to go away. There we go. Everything's all better. But yeah, like we said before that, 200 laps. Mark Whitley on pole. An absolutely dominant season for the 77 machine. Coming in, taking the league by storm. Wish everyone a happy New Year's. We'll get ready to kick off 2024 on the broadcast side of things. Race is appropriately named if you're out partying over the last couple of nights or the last week with the holidays. We hope everyone had a great time, stayed safe. But yeah, post Hangover 200, got some beer paint schemes. The title sponsor, Casual Pint Beerstro. All appropriately named to kick off the new year.
And do you think we'll have a new winner in the new year?
Not sure if it's going to be in the... It could very well be tonight, honestly. But they got to go through Mark Whitley, but you got Dem Yin, best qualifying result of the season. You got Lawton. He's been making limited starts since we've started broadcasting in the LSRL. He's always quick. But will it be the first race of 2024? I'm not sure. Because everyone's got to go through Mark Whitley. With that all being said, though, it's time for picks to win for the first race of 2024. Who do you got, Art?
Give me Randy Arms P6.
P6, third row.
I'm going to jinx him again. Bringing it back.
Tell me what, give me Joshua Lawton. I know he makes select starts, but it's usually with a pretty good result when he does show up to race. So give me Joshua Lawton in the 40 machine. Highest starting Toyota to boot. I think he'll get it done here tonight. Head to victory lane, but they got to go through Mark Whitley in the 77. Going to lead us down, and we are underway. But it's a great start from Dem Yin.
Might be a little too good of a start. He beat the 77 to the line there.
But a great 1 and 2 for Whitley. He's back in the lead just like that. And he'll lead lap number 1 just like that. The laps tick away quickly here, so let's see if everyone's able to mind their P's and Q's. A little bit of side-by-side. Michael Davis a little further back with Mike DeWalt. He loses out. DeWalt already up 2 spots.
I love how we have Harpoon Designs in chat picking the 77 as though he's not spotting for him. We know you.
We know your game. We're familiar. But there's William K. Price. He's also trying to get clear of Randy Arms. He's up 2 spots into the top 5. He's come on strong the last couple of races in that 34 machine. But the top 4 all unchanged. Mark Whitley with a car length and a half.
Oh, yellow is out.
That'd be William Bowman. That's Alex Chira. They were together. But there was no contact. It was just a 53 going around. It snaps. Doesn't hit anything.
Way to keep that car from, sustaining damage.
And it looks like he'll be able to get it going. And he should stay on the lead lap. So, you obviously don't want to spin out. But well held, all things considered. Let's back this up, though. Alex Chira debuted in Daytona. And he does get into him a little bit. But then he goes down into the corner, and he's just kind of unsettled since then. But he does not hit anything. He will live to race again. William Bowman in the 53 machine. 27 here tonight. Travis De Leon in the 12 machine was not able to grid up, and he hasn't shown up yet. They're all waiting for the pace car, so just a second here before everything gets kind of put back together order-wise.
Yeah, not looking forward to this. It is LSRL, but it is also short track racing. Like, it's going to be probably a couple unfortunate spins that not able to really save. Just kind of comes with the territory.
I mean, you seriously, 15-second laps. It comes up on you quick. If you're not paying attention, you'll get caught out. You're right into the back of somebody, or if somebody has an incident, snaps up in front of you. I mean, you saw the leaders caught the tail end of that wreck very quickly. But obviously, no damage done to anybody there, so well done from everybody to avoid those incidents. Well held by William Bowman, of course, to keep it off the wall.
I think the major factor for this race will be how well do you manage to get around lap traffic, because it's going to happen.
Yeah, if they get a long green flag run, there will be lap traffic quickly. You see the static shot here. I know we're under caution, so it's a little bit more spread out, but even under caution, it's about a half a lap separating first to 27th. And William Bowman, with those limited tire sets, he's going to have to just kind of bear it out and kind of just hang on until the stage breaks, so he's not coming in to take a set of tires, even with that spin. Happened here? Just want to make sure. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. There was
Landwehr?
Nathaniel Landwehr, the 66 machine. What happened? Okay, just takes a hard left into the inside wall. So maybe some sort of equipment failure there, but it looks okay damage-wise now, but not when the incident had happened.
I mean, it's got damage on the... It's got damage on the left front for me, so...
Yeah, a little bit there. It looked a lot worse from the initial view, so we'll see. But back underway, Whitley gets a great jump. They'll be side-by-side for second. As Lawton dives it up the inside of the 21, almost 3 wide behind them. Casey Brown comes out ahead, though. It's Randy Arms and William K. Price side by side. Restart's a great opportunity to pick up some easy spots, so we'll imagine these guys get pretty racy. As there's Zach Scare up 7 positions.
We have the yellow out once again, by the way.
Like this is
that
Brandon
McGill?
French. He did a little half spin down pit road, but the incident is with Joseph McGill.
And Wayne Rubrach.
Let's back this up. Take a quick look at what happened to them. Bristol proving to be challenging for these drivers. 71 doesn't look like a whole lot of damage. 71 goes off into the corner and just comes around on him. McGill trying to avoid, gets run over from the 20 who had nowhere to go. So again, not a whole lot of damage, but you can see how quick things happen here. And then Brandon French goes off into the corner, starts to get a little loose. But caution is out, and he has to go down pit road, so he might have received a penalty there. And then had to tow to his box, not sure what ended up happening there. Now, you see Landwehr on pit road to fix the damage from that incident he had under pacing. So a lot happening here in the first handful of laps. But talking to the drivers, pre-race said it was very loose, and we've seen that in both of our early yellows. They kind of just go off into the corner, back end comes around on them. Landwehr, we'll see him trying to get that left front buffered out a little bit. Fill it up with fuel and get as much damage fixed. So let's see how effective this 66 crew will be. You don't get a whole lot of time either to fix the damage. We'll see if they can buffer it out. They got a little bit of it fixed. It buffed out a little bit, but here comes the pace car and you're off just like that. Michael McElroy coming in.
I mean, every little bit there is going to help. I don't know how much.
It looks
but
like we
it's
got
gonna
the
help.
dual pit road configuration. We only got 5 drivers on the backstretch, so there won't be a whole lot of confusion there, but then having to come all the way back around. Stop in your box. To get lined up. Sold out crowd here tonight at the Last Great Coliseum. So not sure what happened to Brandon French, but it looks like he's out of the race, so that gives us 26 cars on track and on the lead lap. As we should get the 1-to-go signal this time by. Lights on top of the pace car have gone off, so we'll be back to green flag racing on lap 17. Good to see Anthony Giuliano back in the field. And Joseph Murata, a couple of the admins. Obviously Joseph Murata in the 5 machine with tonight's title sponsor, the Casual Pint Beerstro. Great looking paint scheme.
The paint scheme that I liked was the 27 machine of Eric Shields.
Pace car is off. Whitley is gone again. He is clear as they head down into turn number 1. Lawton's clear for second, side by side for third. Casey Brown in a new paint scheme in that 98 machine.
The whiteout mask scheme.
And he's getting that run off the top side. That looks to be where the momentum is at. If you're trying to get the pass done, let's go on board here with DeWalt in the 9 car. He's stuck back here in a little bit of traffic. Almost catches the apron. He'll lose out to the 41, then fall in behind him. But you can kind of see they're kind of diamonding the corner a little bit.
You don't want to be stuck on the bottom through the corners.
They almost, if you're not side by side with somebody, they're taking that middle groove. Arc in the corner, get a nice diamond. Corner exit. A lot of single file here. Damien was quickest, 14.73. First man to dip his toes into the 14.7s. As he is pressuring Lawton for second. Let's go on board with your race leader though. Nothing but clean air. Just taking on a lap around Bristol Motor Speedway. Quickest way around the racetrack is the bottom though if you're leading. That's what we see from the 77 right now. 3 cars under a blanket.
Yeah, that's just because he's able to get that nice arch into the corner. If you had a car to the outside, obviously a lot more compromised.
Yeah, especially on the exit, you're not allowed to wrap it out to the wall. You'd stay pinched down on the bottom. We'll see who's able to go side by side. And there's the 71. Oh, and that's Landwehr trying to make his way back up through the field. Almost gets into the 5, and he gets tagged from the 17 for his troubles.
So he is wheeling that thing.
A lot of action back here, just outside the top 20. Trying to find a way around.
Action up front. William Price trying to get around Casey Brown going around the high side.
The high side is the preferred line to make the passes. I mean, just look at the momentum you have off of the corner. 34, put him back inside the top 5. Here comes Josh Thaxton. Casey Brown now stuck on the bottom side of the racetrack. The 41's coming right with this group. And they are just ripping the top right around that poor 98. 3 spots and just as many laps. Casey Brown now down to 8.
Finally able to get back up there and in line. But he might be losing out to DeWalt. He's looking on the inside.
Further back, here's Kyle Ritchie around the outside of Eric Shields. Let's get a good look here at that paint scheme for the 27. You said you were liking that, and that is a very unique paint scheme.
I'm a fan of checkerboard patterns.
Yeah, I got a lot of them tonight. Got the Guinness scheme, the Jack Daniels scheme. There's Landon Quisenberry in the mix. Here comes the 71. Some great racing back here. You can just see there, the 71 had a great run, had to back out of it though. 27 was drifting up the track to kind of stop the bleeding there. Zach Scare, he's up 10 spots in the 16 machine. Alex Chira up 10 spots as well. Teammates side by side, the 76 and the 20. And again, that's a great camera angle. Just the run off the top that 76 had. 20 had no chance. That 76 was able to get to the outside. The 16 was running the middle, and he is ripping the top right by the 16 of Zach Scare. Kyle Ritchie now up 6 positions into the 14th spot. James Goodwin and Alex Chira going on by. Eric Shields and Quisenberry side by side.
Looks like Quisenberry got into it with somebody, whether it was the outside wall or someone hitting his back bumper. That right rear is.
Got a decent shot there, but don't need a whole lot of aerodynamics here at Bristol, especially on the right rear. But he's looking for a spot up if he can get there. That 27 got around him. The 71 was right there in the mix. Landwehr coming back at this group, making a big lunge to the inside. We know he's got the speed, but he's not on the preferred line. He is pinched down on that bottom side of the racetrack, finding it hard to progress forward at the moment. Ruprecht gets around him. Here comes Murata, Giuliano. Great battles here. William Bowman hanging on. Gilroy and McGill will be a lap down here soon. Let's go on board with your race leader, Mark Whitley, 0.7 of a second ahead of Joshua Lawton. And you can already see
3 wide at Bristol. The 27, the 75, the 60, they're in the wall. They're wrecking.
Oh, look at this mess. There's no way it works, and it somehow did.
I mean, they're still trying.
Oh, the 27. Eric Shields, they are going all over the place. Here comes the 71 around the outside. The 66 follows. How in the world did they hang on to that? And it's still not over. And the 66 looking to the bottom of the 71, trying to slide up in front of him, not able to get it done. Let's just back this up real quick to where you were talking about the 3 wide. That car's on the apron. 75 lost the whole back bumper. Through the middle, into the 27, the 16. Audacious move from the 75. There goes your back bumper for it, but around he goes. Catches the 27 again. Big checkup sequence here. The 66 finally through some of this traffic. He's going to want to march forward if he can. This is all just inside the top 20 and just outside of it. And Zach Scare down to 25th and all of that. And just behind them, here comes Mark Whitley saying, oh, what am I going to have to do to get through this? Blink and you miss it, lap 44 already. As his lead is stable at 0.8 of a second over Lawton, who's under some pressure from the 21 of Samuel Demien. Joseph McGill has already gone 1 lap down. Yellow is out.
Got a yellow.
Oh, right in front of the leaders. It's Joseph Murata, who just drives in a little bit too deep, catches the left rear of the 71, then comes up the racetrack, and kind of a pinball effect there. McElroy. Lawton just barely misses it. And good on the field for being able to stay out of harm's way for the most part, but this is kind of an interesting one. Definitely gets a little tight there, so almost contact there, and then definitely contact there, gets himself loose, and then slides up and spins himself off the 27, McElroy into the wall, and then Lawton having to take evasive action on the high side. Joseph McGill says thank you very much. He'll get the lucky dog, as he had gone 1 lap down. That saves Zach Scare and Bowman and McElroy. But Murata obviously had to be... He'll actually get the wave around with the way it kind of shaked out. Man, oh man, that was some intense racing.
Can't believe we got 3 wide.
You said 3 wide at Bristol. I said, I don't believe that. But it didn't look pretty. It wasn't the cleanest it's ever been, but they somehow made it work for a little bit there. Cars sliding all over the place, a couple beneath the apron at times, but a couple cars in. All these were involved in incidents one way or another. Trying to fix a little bit if they can. Landwehr's going to be able to get more left front damage fixed. McElroy, obviously, right side damage under our most recent caution. Nobody outside, even McGill got the lucky dog. So the top 21 haven't pitted yet. 22nd on down have. But that just kind of shows you how important tires are. But nobody wants to come down and gamble. Not even Jonathan Shorts, and we know he loves a good alternative strategy in terms of going for a stage win or two. But all the action's kind of been in the back half of the field. The 2 and the 3 wide. Been kind of stable at the front. Whitley has led 99% of this race. He lost out on the initial start, but ended up leading the first lap anyways. Lights are out on top of the pace car. We'll be back underway lap 51. We're already 25% of the way done.
Our picks to win.
Top
Top 5.
4th.
Yeah.
Whitley's been getting great restarts all night long. We'll see what happens here. Lawton got a little bit better track position, but still,
that's a big jump from Whitley.
And that'll put Lawton side by side with them Yin, but the 40 will send it off into turn 1, and he'll hold second. Randy looking for third around the outside of that 21 machine. He can carry the momentum. He should have it. The 21's been quick all night long. Not going to be an easy pass. But Randy on that preferred line with the momentum on corner exit. 21 just gives it up, and he wants to fall back in line. Not quite. He's going to be looking in the rearview mirror. There's Josh Thaxton arriving on the scene. He's already up 5 spots. Yellow is back out. I think this is Bowman. No, is it
Chira?
Alex Chira, and that's Zach Scare, the 16 machine. That looks like the 20 is towed off the racetrack. Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, this was a lot more than originally thought. So let's find the 20 machine first. And that'll kind of start to tell you the story. He is side by side with Anthony Giuliano. Oh! The engine is blown. The 20's night is done. McElroy and Scare nowhere to go. And I think... Is that the 17? Is in the Dos Equis car, so it's the XX. Is that the 17 bouncing off the wall? Yep, and comes down and gets him.
Yeah.
Engine blown.
Giuliano.
Yeah, the engine blew before the contact was even made with McElroy. Let's go on board here with the driver of the 83. That is heavy damage to the front end. We'll see just how quick things happen here at Bristol. On board. Once the brakes are locked up, nowhere to go. See there, it's not even just about half a straightaway. And by the time you figure out what's going on, big damage for the 83. Zach Scare as well. On board with him. Trying to rip the top to gain some positions. You see a couple cars bounced off the wall. And he gets a piece of it, just not as bad as McElroy. And Shira's out of the race, so that he'll join Brandon French in the garage. Hard luck there for the 20 machine. Nothing he could have done differently there. Yeah, Bristol proving to be pretty much the stereotypical short track race so far. A couple of self spins. Car is pretty loose on the bottom. A couple of chain reaction wrecks. 23 cars still hanging out. With a couple in the pits. Shields, McElroy, and then obviously Chira, who will be in there for at least the next 35 minutes or so. We'll see if he even bothers to come back out.
There's still pretty impressive numbers for, the day after New Year's.
Yeah, starting with 27, considering, how hard people partied last night.
And a track
200
like
laps at Bristol, that's not an easy combination, absolutely. McElroy does go a lap down, but given kind of the way the race is proceeding, you kind of like your odds to get your laps back. Same thing with Eric Shields, are the only two that are laps down, so you have a guaranteed caution in just under 20 laps, so we'll see how that proceeds. You're hoping that nobody else goes a lap down, kind of ruins your plans, but lights are off on top of the pace car. Whitley holds him just a little bit longer and finally jumps. But he is gone yet again, side by side for second. We like Lawton on the high side here. Half a car length ahead as they head down into turn number 3. Randy not giving it up easy. The 21 right there in the mix as well. Lawton is finally clear.
Ring third has to be just the worst position here because you're losing immediately to the two cars on the outside.
But it's smart for Whitley, though, if you're the leader, to take the bottom, because you get that good jump. Your two restarts on first, and you just fly away before anyone can have any say about it.
Kevin King is connected? Someone's got connections.
That 21 machine, he's been pretty quick all night long. He's making that bottom work and keeping pace with that 40. Eventually has to go up to the top side and defend from Randy. There's short stuff on the bottom. William Price has been as high as 4th, now back down to 9th. Trying to take 8th away from Shorts. These restarts are hectic. Especially if you're on the top side, you kind of see dollar signs and an opportunity to get some free positions. Shorts hanging tough on that bottom side, though. DeWalt not able to complete the pass just yet. Kind of creating a little bit of a log jam. As Michael Davis arrives on scene, Ryan Tiller, Kyle Ritchie, Anthony Giuliano as well.
A lot of guys being very nice here in this pack. 9 machine not able to get moving forward.
This is stage points on the line as well. Eric Shields is on track to get his lap back in 10 laps when the caution comes out. I think anyone's on pace to go a lap down before then. McGill. Yeah, they should be fine. Look at the battle for second. 3 cars under a blanket right here, and then kind of Thaxton leading the second group here. And what a mess this is.
Pretty wide there.
This is 5th back to 14th, and Anthony Giuliano, you don't know who's going to come out of here with the stage points. Right now it's William K. Price, but he's bottled up behind DeWalt on the high side. Michael Davis trying to do the hard way on the bottom. He's got a great handle in a race car if he can pull this off. That 57 machine, he's just going further and further. He's got half a car length. He'll take a big send. Not quite clear just yet.
34 now, looking up under the bottom.
Like
He
DeWalt.
realizes that 9 machine's not going forward up there.
Yeah, the 57 is now clear if he wants it. But there's 2 wide ahead of him. What lane do you pick? No one's really out of this. DeWalt now down to 10th. Coming to 4 laps to go. Mazzella has a bobble. Michael Davis around him. There's William K. Price as well. DeWalt barely hanging on to 10th place in that final stage point. Davis almost into the wall to run after Thaxton. Here comes Ryan Tiller with a huge send. He wants a stage point, needs one. Just 3 laps to go. And Tiller's car is working. DeWalt's really not handling well in the short run. He is giving up positions high and low. William K. Price now going to the bottom. Josh Thaxton with Michael Davis as well. Seeing some passes on the bottom side of the racetrack. Pretty impressive.
We're going to have a challenge here for 10th. Richie's trying to go around the outside of Tiller.
They're almost running over each other. Richie had it for a second.
He's got the run, but nowhere to take it.
The 41 right in front of him. They're all stepping over each other at the line. Yellow is out. Looks like Tiller holds on to it. Some great stuff there at the end of the stage.
Just a traffic jam in front of Richie. He
and
wanted
Mike
through.
DeWalt all the way down to 14th. So that 9 machine headed the wrong direction. And that kind of started the log jam. He'll be very happy that he got to the stage. That car was not handling well. Oh, did McGill go a lap down? He did. Right at it. So Eric Shields, that's not what the 27 machine wanted to see. The 69 gets the second lucky dog of his race. You got the fuel to kind of risk it and try and get a wave around, but you have some right front damage. Do you really... I'm not sure if it's worth trying to go for it or not. Looks like McGill's coming in. Ooh, Shields very aggressive on the pit entry. Maybe not. Looks like he will take the wave around. So then McGill's pitting. Who gets the lucky dog? Unless it is Shields that does get... I guess it's Shields. Never mind. Alright then. But a dominant stage 1 from Whitley.
I think I've heard you say that before.
Led all 75 laps. Started on pole. So, how has Eric Shields gone to the lead? Yeah, something we'll need to get. I think he'll need to be held a lap, because there's no way he goes from a lap down to in the lead. If he was a lucky dog, fair play, but then why did he go around again? Whitley will beat him to the line, though, so he still has every lap led intact. Just barely. So then that does leave McGill 1 lap down and McElroy 2. No, it looks like... Has McElroy parked it? Looks like he has.
He is manually disconnected.
So that's just McGill then 1 lap down. So 24 in the running. 23 on the lead lap. And there is Eric Shields. He'll get back going ahead of the pace car. Yeah, that makes sense. We could go back and find that, I bet you. With the old 0x. Oh, and there it is. He's trying to stay on the lead lap by himself. Bounces off the wall. There's the yellow. Man, that's tough if you're Joseph McGill. So then Shields says, thank you very much for the gift. And I'd honestly bank on there being one more caution, to be honest. So Whitley gets another good jump. He'll be clear. We'll see if Demien can somehow fight back on the bottom on that restart. But it looks like you're going from third almost guaranteed back to fourth. And that is, again, the case here.
Are you calling it caution? Yeah.
So as long as it wasn't Joseph McGill, then he's back on the lead lap. Anyways, what happens here?
I believe it's Scarebo.
59 machine, just loose, bounces off the apron. It does not hit anything. Maybe. It's very close. So he'll get it back going. Kind of a repeat of the very first caution of the night. I really don't think he hit a thing. It got very close. Let's just back this up again. Quisenberry to his outside, just loose. A little bit of contact with the apron. Locks it up. Very close, but did not make contact with anything. So free lucky dog for McGill. He says thank you very much. It'll be all 24 cars in the running on the lead lap. And there he goes. Eric Shields with some right front damage will take this opportunity to get more of that fixed.
McGill got it there.
Yes, he did.
I want to say we know racing. Our picks 2 and 3.
Yeah. Again, I still think it. You could very easily week in and week out. We could have the Mark Whitley versus the field. Give me the odds on that, because he has just been dominant.
Where's our resident gambler at? Set them be an odds maker.
Corbin Simmons, come set the odds. Harpoon Design getting unlimited airtime week in and week out from Mark Whitley, so that's an A+ signing right there. Biggest mover so far is Anthony Giuliano. He's up 12 spots to the 14th position in the Dos Equis car. And it'll be close in terms of fuel if we keep getting some cautions. They could, one stop it. Or they could go all the way if they were to keep getting cautions. But I imagine they're going to want to take that last set of tires at some point. And probably they'll end up just splitting it in half. So we are going back to green here, lap 89. 24 cars on track and on the lead lap. Post Hangover 200. Almost looks like some of the guys at the back with these little self spins. They're still sporting it off a little bit, trying to sweat it out a little bit. Get through the first half of the race and then they'll wake up. But no big calamity except for the one that took out Chira in the 20. Been mostly self-spins since then. Pace car is off. Whitley is gone. Said that a couple times tonight, too. But he is clear into turn number 1. And Randy That's actually probably one of the first times I've seen the third place car actually hold on to third. So great restart from the 8 machine. He'll hold track position. Michael Davis has come alive. He's cracked the top 5. And then 57 machine. And then stay tuned, folks, for what's going to happen in this top 10. They've been going at it all night long. Kyle Ritchie was in the top 10. Now he's 12th. Tiller trying to make a move on Mazzella. Here comes Landwehr. He's been kind of off sequence. That car was sideways off the field.
Randy Arms trying to fight around. Oh, Lawton and Arms contact. The caution's going to come out.
Oh, Michael Davis. It's going to be huge. Right in front of William K. Price. It's the entire field almost. Oh, my goodness.
We've got the big one at Bristol.
And this race just got turned on its head. Just like that. Where do you even start?
Well, it starts with Randy Arms and Joshua Wide.
Lap 92. And it has all gone wrong. Andy now 21st. Let's take a look here. Oh, and he just gets into the right rear. Oh my goodness.
Just like you saw the brakes locking up, people trying to slow down. Track is too short.
And Lawton was putting pressure on the race leader. It's almost a little bit of net code. See, there gets a great run out of 4. Lawton takes the low line. It kind of compromises the exit. Randy is there. Does that 40 slide up? Should he have been left a little bit more room? We're nearing the halfway point.
I mean, there's still like there's a foot gap between those cars too.
And then he's coming up. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But the 40 into the wall, and then nothing. Demien into the back of Randy. Absolutely nothing he could have done there. But it's the 57 you're going to want to kind of is the catalyst. You just have to crank a hard left. You're going full speed, and you have to crank that left, and then you got the 21 to deal with. Crank it back to the right to overcorrect into the wall, and then this is where it gets bad. William K. Price, nowhere to go, and that even sends the 57 back onto the track again. There's Thaxton, Mazzella, Schwartz, Michael DeWalt, Casey Brown, Anthony Giuliano, James Goodwin, William Bowman, Joseph Murata. I mean...
I think another one to watch into this wreck is Kyle Ritchie. He locks it up. He's sideways sliding into it, trying to not hit it.
I mean, this is Landwehr. This is back just right around the back half of the top 15. Oh! Like you mentioned, 76. Killed. And he was 12th when we were done talking about him. And clips Randy DeWalt hard into it. What is it? Did Casey Brown, how much damage did he get up here? I'm trying to think. I saw him up by the wall. And he definitely got a piece of this somehow, some way. Ryan Tiller looks like Tiller gets through. Quisenberry does not. Thaxton somehow sneaks through there. But now it's kind of like, what do you have left? So you got Demien that made it through. He still got a piece of it, but he made it through. Whitley was the leader. He was the first one free. Tiller gets through. James Goodwin, you're up 14 spots. Landwehr finally inside the top 5. Bowman was the first caution of the night. You're now 6th. Wayne Ruprecht, I mean, this is a topsy-turvy post-Hangover 200. You got a bunch of modifieds in the back half of the field now. Cars missing pieces and whatnot. What do they got left?
And someone who still has a little bit to race for, Nathaniel Landwehr up to P3.
Yeah, he's kind of been stuck back there. He had that weird incident under caution where he kind of just took a hard left and had some damage. this race, that race-changing caution finally got him some track position. We know he's got speed, he just didn't have the track position for most of the night. That's a huge boost for guys like Ryan Tiller, James Goodwin, Wayne Ruprecht looking for his first top 5 of the season potentially. Let's see who would... the short pace lap, so officially on pit road because of that is Mike DeWalt, William K. Price, Joshua Lawton, Michael Davis. Randy Arms is laps down because of it. Giuliano has no front clip. Casey Brown with some damage. So, I mean, you really have about 10 cars that haven't been involved in anything. Yeah, Price, there's absolutely nothing you could have done there. That's just Bristol, I guess, but you were running a great race up until then, but I guess that's Bristol.
That's Bristol, baby.
Yeah, and then Kyle Ritchie's coming back in, so, I mean, yeah, just a hellacious crash. Took out a bunch of good cars, started by some net code. Just kind of like, well, it is what it is. How about Demien, though? Putting Mark Whitley under some pressure here. 2 car lengths.
Yeah, when it came to, picks to win, it was between Demien and Randy Arms for me. And I went ahead and ruined Randy's race.
Lawton in his first start of the season was running second before the netcode hooked him in front of the field. I mean, it happens that quick. But here comes Demien. Could we have a new leader for the first time tonight?
I think he'll have to use his bumper if he wants to get around him, but we could see it.
We're past halfway. Laps will tick off quickly if there's no more cautions. You don't really have a whole lot of time left to get situated, so. Landwehr does have a little bit of left front damage, so he's kind of just hanging off a half second behind Demien. And it's got to feel good for James Goodwin. Looking for his first top 10 of the season, runs 5th, so he can get a top 5 and top 10 at the same time. Ruprecht looking for his first top 10 of the season. William Bowman, same thing, looking for a top 10. Murata looking for his first top 10 of the season.
Caution is out.
And let's see here. Is this Casey Brown and Giuliano? Oh, the motor blew on this Dos Equis car right in front of the 98. No front clip on the Dos Equis car of Anthony Giuliano, who's scored as the 017. And talk about a bad beat there for Casey Brown. And here it is. Let's show it to you again. Puff of smoke, and there it is. Casey Brown was having a top 5 kind of night. It's gone from bad to worse for that 98 machine. And Joseph Murata was thinking, does anyone take a gamble here and pit? Guys at the back half of the field look like they might be taking that gamble. Mike DeWalt. William K. Price back out on track. He'll get at least 1 spot from Giuliano. He'll get up to 21st. Every point is crucial with this little races left in the regular season. So just kind of, it's Bristol. Anything can and will happen. So just keep going. Zach Scare gives away from 12th. Looking for his 3rd top 10 of the season. And, who will have a clean car at the end of this thing? It's just all about who's got 4 wheels going in the right direction.
I can tell you someone who does have a clean car.
It's Mark Whitley.
It's Mark Whitley.
His biggest threat right now would be coming out of a corner and there's a wreck in front of him, I feel like. He's that fast. He'll catch the lap cars. That's kind of his biggest threat if he comes off turn 2 and they're wrecking on the backstretch like they did a couple of laps ago, right behind him. It happens directly in front of him this time.
Just gonna slowly talk it into existence. We are the Jinxes. I think it was my fault that wreck between Lawton and Randy Arms happened. Like, just before it went green, I talked about our picks to win and the fact that we know racing.
Yeah.
And then instantly they...
Yeah, there was that reset. I was like, oh, they're second and fourth. We know what we're doing. But it will be 116, I believe. Lights are off on top of the pace car. Lap 116 when we get back underway. And Joseph McGill, who's got 2 lucky dogs so far this race, hits 10th. I mean, it literally just turned the race upside down. We'll see if there's any more twists and turns to come here in the final half of this race. Pace car is off. Whitley is gone. Back underway. Be side by side for second. See if Landwehr can hold off. And he does. That's a power move there from the 66. Able to hold position. As there are only 15 lead lap cars now. Back to Jonathan Mazzella. Eric Shields again, the first car 1 lap down. As Thaxton inside of the 71, that is for 7th, bringing Scarbo right along with him. 71's had a busy race, and he's been battling up inside the top 15 even before that wreck. 71's been battling hard. Quisenberry looking for his first top 10 of the season. He's had some pretty rotten luck last couple of races. This would be a great way to start the new year for that 75 machine. Schwartz with no rear clip trying to battle back. As Randy is still on pit road. So Mike DeWalt, William K. Price still running. They'll pick up a handful of spots for their dedication. Landwehr closing in on Whitley. 2 car lengths. Let's go on board with this 66.
I mean, every time we've gotten to this position, a driver getting to the back of Whitley, we've had a yellow come out.
We haven't had a long run at any point during this race. So what do you do if you're Landwehr? How do you formulate a plan to get by the guy that's been the man to beat? Has led every lap up to this point. You're already catching lap traffic at this point. You know you're gonna have to go to the high side to beat him, but and look at this mess. You got guys that are naturally quicker with broken cars trying to make some magic happen. That would be Schwartz on the bottom. Scarbo, the clean car, holding his own on the top. Quisenberry with a little bit of damage. McGill and Zach Scare. '71 got a little tight. Murata up to 8th. He's your biggest mover, up 19 positions in that 5 machine. Battle for second is now heating up as Demien has caught Landwehr. Let's crank it up for the first time tonight. There's been so much action, we had time to crank it up. Let's crank it up here on lap 129. That's a great camera shot we just cut away from. It shows you that easily over half the racetrack is being raced right now. So not a whole lot of room for mistakes still.
You're starting to see the front three kind of flaring out from each other.
Land where second between all three of these guys, separating them. Then they got a second back to Tiller.
Yeah, Landwehr was able to get to the bumper of Whitley. I think that kind of lit a fire up on him. He said, I'm good. I'm going away.
You say, all right, I don't have any reason to be this close. I'll just extend that gap. The only thing the 77 does not have is the fastest lap of the race. That goes to Demien in third. And he is still the only one that has run a 14.7 in race trim. So bonus points will be headed the 21's way if that continues to hold. But I'm sure Whitley will be fine with the pole, every lap led, and the win, though. I don't think he'll be too upset about not getting the fastest lap. James Goodwin and Thaxton side by side for fifth. Thaxton, one of the quicker cars involved in that big crash on lap 92. He did not get a whole lot of damage. He just lost a lot of track position. So that 6 machine trying to work his way back up into contention. Looks like he's got the move done on Goodwin. It's still a solid race right now for James Goodwin. 60 to go. Looking for your first top 10 this season. Solid race from Murata's point of view as well in his second start of the season. Also, the league owner does a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, just so busy. He does make sure everything is running smoothly behind the scenes, so definitely glad he took time out of his busy schedule to come race with everybody else, and he's making the most of it right now, up 21 spots to 6th. Given some solid airtime to the title sponsor of tonight's race as well.
Contact there between the 71 and the 66. Heavy lap traffic for these leaders now.
That 71 just kind of holding the bottom, giving the leaders the preferred line around the top to complete the pass, as he is now 15th. On that down, but still a solid result if it holds for that 71.
Yeah, 2 wide in front of him.
It's Eric Schubert and Casey Brown. They are not on the same lap. That just shows you how heavy the lap traffic will get. Because there is still 20 cars running. Only 13 of them on the lead lap, but there still are 20 guys out there trying to get the most of everything they can get. Thaxton now around Ryan Tiller, and he's bringing Murata right with him the entire way around. So Joseph Murata into the top 5 in the 5 car. Very fitting. Thaxton, he's only got 3/10 to Demien, so we get on the podium here. 5 top 5s in the first 6 races. Looking to go 6 out of 7. Incredible consistency would pretty much make him a championship leader in any league, except for Mark Whitley, winning 3 out of the first 6 races. Equally as impressive stats from the 77, a second and a half ahead of Landwehr. Thaxton does complete that pass, so he's up onto the podium. Murata trying to make the move stick as well. Just behind this is Goodwin around William Bowman. Zach Scare putting Joseph McGill under pressure. We're getting ready to lap up to 11th here. Quisenberry wants no part of it. He says, hey, you know what? I got a free top 11, almost. As long as I keep it on track, I'm okay with the results, so I'm not going to fight too hard. Bowman and Goodwin, fight still on between these two. Get here a little tight. Bowman looking to get his first top 10 of the season. He was literally the first caution of the night, so a great recovery for this 53.
Oh,
no!
What?
Well, there goes that idea of a top 10.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like you get involved in the first one and you calm it down and you don't get involved in anything else. What just happened?
Okay. I mean, that's sure. Was he? Oh, his PC crashed.
Aww.
That's so incredibly lame. I'm so sorry.
Like, it was so perfect.
Oh.
It's because we said something. It's because you said something.
All right.
Next fault.
Yeah. That is so brutal.
God.
The commentator's curse comes for all. Oh my goodness, that is brutal. I'm so sorry. Murata putting Thaxton under a lot of pressure here still, so the fight for the podium is not over. Mazzella has caught James Goodwin. This is the battle for 8. That puts Quisenberry into the top 10. Looking for his first one of the season.
Oh, we have lap traffic getting aggressive in front of our leader. Mike DeWalt on fresh tires was able to get around Whitley, and it was close with him in shorts.
Ooh, that's 71, a little slow. They're at a turn 2, and he'll make sure to get out of the way, especially the guys on fresh tires. It's not really...
Are you in a you're on the replay?
Yeah, how about that? But Whitley's now lapped up to 9th. Shorts goes a lap down. We don't say that a whole lot. It'll be a 3-way fight for second here in just a couple of laps. If not already there, we'll see who can make a move on one another. That 66 slides up the hill a little bit. The 5 chasing the 6, chasing the 66. Zach Scare still putting McGill under pressure. That is for 12th. And then the only other close battle is for second among 3 cars. Here goes Thaxton to the inside. That's going to be a hard pass to complete. He's been on a move. Oh, the 66 was letting that right rear hang out a little bit. Shields, what lane do you pick and how do you influence this battle? First back to the gas is Thaxton. He'll get the move done.
Landwehr was sideways behind him trying to get that car going forward.
Murata almost uses the bumper there. Not a whole lot of time left in this race. Inside of 40 to go. You are running out of time to make these moves. Murata, can he be on the podium? Landwehr's car just looks deadly loose right now. Almost another 3 wide. That 27 might get used as a pick. And that is so smart from Joseph Murata. Use that lap car as a pick. That is vintage Bristol Motor Speedway. Put Joseph Murata up into P3. Does Thaxton have anything for Mark Whitley? He has been on a tear since the restart.
He has 30 laps in 4.5 seconds.
It would be a lot to ask of him, but he's been moving through traffic like nobody's business. Bowman is back. But on pit road, right before the PC crash, we saw what happened. The car exploded, so it's unfortunate that he just couldn't have got an automatic tow. But let's see if he's able to get back out there at all. Big credit to Mike DeWalt and William K. Price for still running. They both will end up with top 20 finishes now because of it. They were outside the top 20. And they will get 17th and 18th because of it. So that's shows you the power of perseverance right there. They were down in, I believe, 22nd, 23rd. And when others fell by the wayside, they picked up the scrap. Same thing for Randy Arms. He'll get 19th out of it. Assuming Bowman doesn't come out in the next handful of laps, but the battle for second still not over. Murata pulled away from Landwehr, and he caught Thaxton again, so Murata actually might be one of the quickest guys on the racetrack. Top three all ran a 16.2. Not enough laps to catch the leader at this stage. Definitely have a fight for second. Oh, and Bowman did actually get out pretty quick. Surprising, considering the incident. So Price will stay 19th.
It'll be close.
Bowman will salvage an 18th. That car actually looks pretty good. How? What in the world? And Price actually, he's coming in. Zach Scare and Joseph McGill still going at it.
Shocked by this battle between Thax and Mariota. Mariota. Oh my. Why did I. What is wrong with me right now?
Joseph Mariota hunting Josh Thaxton for second.
Yeah, he's been on his bumper the entire time.
And there is heavy lap traffic. We'll see if he uses another driver as a pick. Very intense. These guys are racing for position. Scare was able to get around McGill with all the lap traffic, and he's going to do it again. There he goes. I love that move. He's done it twice. That's so cool. It's like, hey, unless you want to completely run over somebody, you will sit there, and I will go around you. We don't see him race a whole lot, and he comes out, and he's in second right now with 20 laps to go, so a great showing. Let's see if Thaxton has anything left for him.
Oh, William Price? Oh, yeah, he left.
I think he realized he wasn't
calling.
But Bowman, he's also left again, so I'm about to say, maybe he realized he wasn't going to get any more spots in left. Bowman is back to being parked. Oh, trouble, McGill! The 69 caution is out. Hold the phone. Hold everything, folks.
We're going to have a 20-lap shootout at Bristol.
You might as well take the last set of tires if you got them.
Honestly? There's only 5 cars on the lead lap.
Oh.
If one of them decides to stay out.
Yeah, there's no way you take the risk with 5 cars. You got to come pit. So that's just McGill bouncing it off the wall. Got tight down into shorts right in front of Randy. There you go. Yeah, I was just getting ready to say we have lapped up to 5th. So Mazzella says thank you very much. I'll get the lucky dog. And there he goes. So we'll have 6 on the lead lap. Mazzella will be tail end of the longest line. So there's really no excuse not to pit. Oh, and just like that, though, Joseph Murata says, I'm going for it.
I mean...
The only problem with that is that none of the other 5 did. I mean, he'll be easy pickings for all 5 of them. I imagine Mazzella will come around and pit again. So, I mean, he kind of had a second. He's risking it. He says, I don't make a whole lot of starts. I'll go for the win. I respect it.
But, I mean, you also got to think, that keeps potentially 4 other drivers out.
It does trap him a lap down. Demien, Goodwin, Shorts, Quisenberry, and Scarbo all trapped a lap down.
Losses.
Yes.
Oh, Like right now, the lowest he can finish is going to be what, 6th or 7th, depending on the lucky dog.
It'll be 6th.
Okay.
So I mean, he's going for the win, but that's kind of a move you make with 5 laps to go, or 6 or 5 laps to go, not with 15 or 16. I feel like it'll just be Whitley just all over the back of him. Yeah, I wonder if William K. Price was like, I can't gain any more spots, and left. And then, of course, he would have gained a spot had he just stayed in an extra two minutes. But yeah, because I think Murata was kind of in the chaos at the back, so he might have been out of tires. He's only pitted twice, though. Unless he took tires on both. I don't know. It was kind of like lost in all of the chaos. Was they only had 2 sets of tires, so it'll be what, 13 to go on the restart, right? Lights are off on top of the pace car. It'll be 13 laps to go. 6 cars on the lead lap. Mazzella way out of the running order, obviously with the lucky dog. So it's the top 5 that are going to be going for it with 13 laps to go. 18 cars still left running in various states of disrepair.
I fully expect another caution, but
if you're the 6, you got to make sure that Murata doesn't spin his tires. You got to be prepared for that. They're pretty old at this point. Actually got a pretty good restart on very old tires, but Whitley on the fresh tires, and there he goes. And so we didn't think they'd hold up long. They didn't.
They didn't last a corner.
Oh, land, we're all over the back of Thaxton. You don't have to save tires now. It's a 10-lap sprint to the finish.
Oh, we got a caution somewhere. Yeah, caution's out.
Gotta put Demien back on the lead lap. Was it Quisenberry and Zach Scare?
It was Quisenberry.
Oh, and he just loops it. Wayne Ruprecht nowhere to go. Zach Scare nowhere to go. So we'll re-rack him again.
This is going to bring Jonathan Mazzella into it.
Yep, Mazzella will be back he'll restart in 6th, straight up. Demien will get the lucky dog and restart tail end to the longest line. No one should have any tires left, so it's just pretty much Demien, go get your lap back, drop to the end. If you got any damage at the back, come in and fix it. Stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward now. Inside of 10 laps to go. And there goes Demien. But it'll be probably 6 laps to go on the restart.
Going to be 6 of the probably most stressful laps of some of these drivers' lives.
Absolutely.
Just forget that Landwehr has his girlfriend on the back of his car. So when I'm like going through the cars, just jump scared. Like, why is Audrey saying I'm slow?
Yeah, that I wouldn't handle that well, to be honest. Let's see.
Especially not at Bristol.
No, I just run right through them. So lights are still on, so we'll go around at least one more lap before getting the one to go signal. Yep, just a couple guys. Quisenberry obviously trying to fix a little bit of damage. Demien, probably the same thing. Yeah, at this point, it's pretty much your fault. The car magnet is your deal, but that's okay. You're still running 12th, despite that. I mean, there you go. And you could get a top 10. You got 2 guys ahead of you that are still on the same lap. So anything can and will happen. It will be 6 laps to go on the restart, which will be over pretty darn quick. Whitley pretty much just has to manage the restart. Lights are out on top of the pace car. Here's your 6 cars, and then Dem Yin, tail end of the longest line with the lucky dog. So 7 on the lead lap. Shorts would be in position to get the next one if there is another caution in the next 6 laps. There is still 18 cars running. Actually, Quisenberry did not get back out there, so 17. 17 cars, 7 on the lead lap. 6 laps to go. Pace car's off. Whitley is gone. 3.5 car lengths before they even get to turn 1. Side by side for second. The 6 and the 66. 5 laps to go. Thaxton will have the momentum around the outside. Tiller's sitting there in 4th if something happens. Not a whole lot of battles for position on cars that are a lap down. Just Eric Shields and Zach Scare and Jonathan Shorts and James Goodwin. With already 4 laps to go. The first man into the 14.6s is Mark Whitley. So he'll take the fastest lap to boot. Landwehr back to 5th. Tiller on the podium with 3 laps to go. So
Landwehr got loose fighting Thaxton, wasn't able to control it.
Can he fight him back? Mazzella right there in the mix as well. 3 cars fighting for 3rd. 2 laps to go.
Whitley's 2/10 faster than Thaxton. I think it's his.
Just got to get through 3 and 4 with no caution. He did not end up leading every single lap because Murata stayed out on old tires, but he led 195 at 200, and he's got to get through the 3 and 4 one more time for a dominating win to kick off the new year.
Oh, Landwehr didn't go for it. I thought he would.
But for the podium, Mazzella around the outside gets it done. Holy cow, that's an exciting finish for the 3rd and final podium spot. But Mark Whitley, a dominating performance, picks up where he left off in 2023 with a win in 2024. 4 out of 7, dominant from the 77 yet again. The championship favorite, without a doubt. Take a look at this last lap. Mazzella just gets a great runoff, too. Tiller doesn't block him all the way up. We're almost 3 wide. And he gets a great runoff, 4. Beats him to it. Joseph Murata ends up 6 with that gamble that did not pay off. But I think he was out of tires because he didn't come down after any subsequent cautions either. Look, Mark Whitley gets it done again. Thaxton, another top 5. That is 6 top 5s in 7 races. So these 2, undoubtedly the championship favorites. Mazzella, first podium of the season. Tiller, first top 5 of the season. Murata, first top 10 in 2 starts. James Goodwin, first top 10, and Tony Scarbo, first top 10 of the season. So, what a crazy race.
We got Whitley waiting for his interview.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get him up here. Here with your race winner, yet again, Mark Whitley. It's 4 out of 7. We talked to you after you made it 3 in a row. You won on the Super Speedway at Daytona. You won the Intermediate. You won the road course, and now you've won the first true short track of the schedule. You win everywhere we go, and just a dominating performance to kick off 2024.
Yeah, I can't say there's much better way to kick off the new year. First race, 1 win. That's great way to start the year. This is one of my favorite tracks, favorite car combinations. So felt like we had a good chance coming in tonight, and then just had really good long runs pace, and we got kind of lucky there with a long run at the end of the race. I feel like that was our strong suit. Had a caution there. Was a little worried about getting around the 5. Wasn't sure how he's going to fire off, and thankfully we were able to get around him by just kind of shipping it off in the one on his outside. That was took a lot more. I did not really want to drive it in that deep, but I had to get around him. I know it was really difficult to pass on this track, so I knew if the 6 got around me that it'd be hard pressed to get back by him. So I needed to get around the 5 as soon as possible, and thankfully we got around him pretty good. And then we had a couple quickie cautions there, and just kind of drove the wheels off of it. Drove qualifying laps, probably the last 5 laps there of that run, just trying to hold the wheel straight and get around to the checker flag.
Yeah, restarts were excellent tonight. Got that good jump on the bottom, got you clear heading into 1. But yeah, quickest in practice, put it on pole. You led, I don't know what the final tally is. Obviously, Murata stayed out there on old tires. He didn't have any sets left. But you led 195 out of 200 laps or something close to that. So just all around dominating, extending the points lead at the top, and like I said, great way to kick off the new year.
Oh yeah, I know. I was hoping for a good run, and this is better than I could have hoped for.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on a dominating performance, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in.
Yeah, big shout out Brantley over at Harpoon Designs. He was finally able to stick around for us the whole race, spotting. I know he's other commitments ran out, so he's able to sit here and spot for me all night. He does awesome job on top of the spotter stand, and he does even better work on the paint booth. So check him out at harpoondesign.com, or if you want to check out one of his many paint jobs he's already done, check out Trading Paint because he's got almost 2,000 of them on there. So check him out. Huge shout out to the league. Had some 10 cautions, but 2 outs at Bristol. I think that's a pretty good night, especially as many cars we had. I mean, even in real life, they wad them up pretty good here. So, had a lot of good long run green flag runs, and just a good run by everybody in the league. Shout out to you for putting on a great broadcast. Hopefully, should be able to go back and watch it back. I'll see how the action was throughout the field, see what everybody was doing, and I think that's it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. Happy New Year, and we'll see you back here next week at Indy.
All right, sounds good. Oh, yeah, before I forget, I can't believe, almost forgot. Shout out to my parents and granddad that tune into these broadcaster races. I appreciate them. It's been about a month since I did a broadcaster race, so I had to go down my list. I almost forgot them, the most important ones.
There you go. Well, it's all, family watching. That's awesome. But congratulations again. We'll see you at Indianapolis.
Thank you.
Here with the second place finisher, Josh Thaxton, makes it 6 top 5s in 7 races. Had to do a little bit of a fight back after that lap 92 wreck that pretty much collected the entire field. You got through it with minimal damage, and from then on it was kind of just one at a time, pick them up, put them down, and you got in the podium fight in the last handful of laps, and got some fresh tires on it at the end and made the most of it.
Oh yeah, I really didn't want to see that caution at the end, but when the wreck happened, I had got damaged, but I thought it was on my rear, but apparently it was on the door, and so I pitted, and I was like, man, these guys are kind of hard to pass. When I was back there, like I couldn't pass them, and so I was like, well, I'm just gonna save tires like everybody else was talking about on the first run because I burned them up, and then next thing you know, we went like 20 laps, and I was just passing them all.
Yeah, you're probably one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. You and Joseph Murata were picking him up, putting him down one at a time. Had a great battle with him the whole way to the finish. So that was really fun to watch. And yeah, just like that second half of the race, just having to be smart, pick them off one at a time, and you wind up with yet another top 5 and another podium.
Oh yeah, that was the goal. It was kind of hard to stay in front of Joe because he stopped at like lap 114 and got fresh tires. So I was trying to hold him off, but lap car held me up and allowed him to go by.
Yeah, that was honestly a pretty cool move. You used the lap car as a pick, but he ran out of tire sets there at the end, so you're able to get that second spot back. And yeah, it's kind of you and the Mark Whitley show. You two are kind of just bossing the league right now. He's got the wins, you have the top 5, so it's kind of, early money is on you two to come down for the championship at Las Vegas in a couple of weeks. But yeah, you guys are keeping each other on top of things, push each other every week.
Oh, for sure. I gotta find just a little bit to beat him, but hard to find it in in this league because everybody's so competitive too.
Yeah, but absolutely a great way to kick off the new year, another top 5, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Well, thank you guys for broadcasting. Lightspeed for hosting us and allowing us to race and put on some good racing. My team, Express Esports, and anybody else I missed.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you next week at Indianapolis.
All right, thank you.
Here with your 3rd place finisher, Jonathan Mazzella. It took a last lap pass out of turn number 4 to get on the podium, but you did it nonetheless, 3 wide around the outside to get here. Talk me through that incredible move and kind of what you were seeing out there tonight.
Whoa, I'm on TV again. This is cool.
Yes, you
Well,
are.
I was involved in that 92 lap 92 wreck. Had about 2.5 minutes of damage. Got only a minute of it repaired, and then I got lucky towards the end there. I got a lucky dog, and then I got another caution to put me up there with the leaders. And I'll tell you, even with a minute and a half of damage, it was driving really good. I set my fastest lap with that damage, so it was fun. I hate to take it from Ryan like that, but I just had to take it outside.
Yeah. He gave you exactly 1 lane. He was in the middle, and he left you the top side, and those 4 fresh tires ripped around the top and said, all right, here we go, and able to steal it from him on the last lap.
Yeah, I had been running that top the whole race, so I had 390 laps of practice, or turns of practice before that. So I just sent her in there, and she stuck.
There you go. But yeah, a thrilling way to get on the podium. A solid race. You had good speed the entire night. Qualified inside the top 10 and just battling all night. And then you and pretty much everybody else, like you mentioned, the lap 92 caution, and having to just kind of see, what the car was doing. Everyone had varying sorts of damage. It was just kind of like, all right, we'll feel it out, and then we got to make up some spots at the second half of the race.
Yeah, I think the front left damage was the best area to take damage on the car because it tightened up the car a lot and made it actually drive pretty good. So thanks for the broadcast, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Do a great job.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you next week in Indianapolis, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Just thank the league and thank you, bud. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, bye.
Alrighty, and we'll go down and get everybody else. Here with Joseph Murata and Landon Quisenberry, the Wilder Graphics Xfinity team. So just want to give a quick shout out to Joseph. Your 2nd start of the season. Know you're pretty busy, but yeah, I made the most of it. Up 21 spots, biggest mover, and come away with a top 10.
Oh, 21 spots. I'll take that. But definitely, I was a little heartbroken when that last caution came out, and or second to last caution came out, and was having a good run there with Thaxton and just trying to follow him up through the field. And I knew that was my last set of tires, and I was trying to save as much as possible. And I got a nice pick going through some traffic, got by him, and then that yellow came out, and that was heartbreaking. But it was fun. Finally got to run with the boys again. Hopefully I can make the next couple starts before work picks back up and I'm back on the road. But always a good time to come out here and turn left with the some of the best drivers on iRacing, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've probably had my 2 favorite passes of the night in the closing stages to get onto the podium. Those 2 pick moves you made, I was like, oh man, that's vintage Bristol. So that was pretty cool. And you're probably one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. You and Thaxton were picking them up, putting them down. And yeah, you led a couple laps. Obviously not the way you would have wanted, having to stay out with no tires left. But you led a couple laps for the troubles and ended up with a P6 at the end of it.
Yeah, we'll take a P6. At the beginning of the race there, Landon kept saying I was going to get a P10 or better. So I wasn't sure when we were sitting sideways on the front straightaway there and the entire field was coming at me. But,
yeah.
But it all worked out. So good show. You guys always put on a great show on YJ Media. So we appreciate y'all coming out and broadcasting us again. But yeah, we'll take a P6, and I guess I'll go have a beer down at the casual pint later tonight, and we'll be on our way.
Absolutely, yeah. You did him good tonight. Got him a lot of good airtime. Did him proud. So congratulations for that. Landon, if you had no bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. Able to get through the worst of the lap 92 wreck, sitting comfortably inside the top 10, and just down towards the end of the race, just get caught up in something else, and nothing you could have really done about that wreck either.
All you can do is just laugh about it at this point. I mean, I had a good run. I mean, I made, I don't know, this is the weirdest change. I think it's the biggest change I think iRacing's ever made, because I couldn't figure out why I was so loose. This is the loosest I've ever felt Bristol in iRacing. And that's kind of what got me. They got me earlier in the race. I backed it into the wall. No one ran into me, and I got lucky just to damage the back bumper. And I had 3 minutes of repairs the whole race on like lap 3. And then I just, like the whole season, I just kept on going and hoping. And I thought for a minute when I was sitting there before that caution came out, before I wrecked, that I was like, oh, I might get a top 10. And then caution came out, and then I was like, I'll just ride. And then I just followed Randy into the corner, and I don't know if I went too fast in the corner, if I hit the brakes too much, and I slid him, hit it, and then I got a meatball, and I was gonna drive it to pit road, and then the engine blew, so I was like, I couldn't even try to get back out there. So, but it was fun, and it was Bristol. I mean, I was a little fast. It was chaotic. It's just, I don't know. I don't got much to say. I'm just happy that the two guys that I painted paint schemes for, they finished in the top 10. They got more top 10s this year in schemes I painted than I have.
Right.
So
yeah, paint scheme looked good on the car tonight. Yeah, you always have like that top 10 fringe speed, it seemed, and then it's just like you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, and you're just like, oh man, I really want you to break through and get that first top 10 of the season. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, just needed a couple things to go your way, and it's just kind of been that kind of season, unfortunately.
yeah, we'll just hopefully, next week's halfway point, so maybe turn around at halfway. But I'm just happy for Joe and Ryan for getting some of my schemes up in the top 10, and I guess I shouldn't have showed up with a bourbon car. That was a poor decision. And the other poor decision I made was not pitting with Joe when he pitted, because I probably would have been in the top 10 pretty easily. But no, it was a fun race, and I'd rather have it thrown away by my own mistakes than someone else's. So I'll just laugh about it, and we'll move on to Indy.
Absolutely, looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll get the top 10 next week. But appreciate the time, and we'll see you there at the Brickyard.
I just had trading paints on.
Hello.
Hello.
Here with the rest of the Speed Zone guys. That is pretty much a vintage Bristol race. Randy, we'll start with you. Lap 92. Wasn't really anyone's fault. There's a foot of netcode there.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the defining moment of the post-Hangover 200.
Yeah. I think Lawton was going to let me go there. And I just unfortunately had, a bunch of netcode, just kind of got us hooked together and took out about the whole field. So that was extremely unfortunate for us and everybody else involved. But thought we had a pretty good car. Was trying to get by him, because I wanted to see if I could stick with Mark there. He was obviously really, really fast, but I felt like I had a pretty quick car as well. And, just wanted to have a chance to try to run with him. And unfortunately, we never got that far.
Yeah, you got about halfway there, obviously lap 92, and then big damage for yourself and a couple others. Casey Brown was having a good run up until then, and that kind of was like the start of the downturn for his race. It was kind of like, where were you when lap 92 happened? Ryan was sitting there just outside the top 10. He ends up pretty much in the top 5 the rest of the way. Scarebo gets a top 10 because of it, and it's just kind of, it flipped the race on its head for sure, for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But Ryan, you lost the podium on the very last corner, but a 4th place is nothing to hang your head about at Bristol. Definitely a hard track to conquer. You were one of the ones that benefited the most from that lap 92 crash. What were you seeing there after that? defining moment of the race?
I was seeing a podium, but I got tight into one on the last lap, and I just screwed it up. Didn't want to touch the wall to give Mazzella the run, but wound up giving him the run on the outside. So he took it. You're gonna take it in that situation. Can't fault him for that. So that was a good race.
Should have put him
No,
on the
just
wall.
I think I owe him a few. But no, fourth place after some of the races of the season is definitely going to help me out in points. Definitely take it. Very tough track, especially on that right front. And felt like I had the right front under me the most of the race, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. You had a handle on it even before the lap 92 wreck. You were keeping the car in one piece and able to sneak through it, and you definitely benefited as a result. 21 machine, Samuel Demien, you were probably the only one that got close to Mark Whitley on occasion tonight. Got pretty close to him a couple of times. Ended up 7th tonight, but you had a really quick car most of the night.
Yeah, we had a pretty quick car until obviously that lap 92 incident. I got in the back of Randy a little bit, gave my car some damage, and after that just never handled the same and tried to fight back up, but couldn't get back up there. I think if we didn't get it, would have had a pretty good shot at Mark there, but regardless, it was a good run, and for the most part, I feel like it was a pretty clean race.
Yeah, and definitely picking up your 5th top 10 in 7 races, having a really consistent season so far, and on track to make the playoffs comfortably.
Yeah, we can't crack the top 5. I was on pace for my 3rd consecutive 6th place, but we got 7th, so.
You'll take him how you can get him, I guess.
Exactly, so.
And then Tony Scarbo in the 59 machine, first top 10 of the season. Having to avoid the Chaos Lap 92, you did so, and then it was just kind of maintaining that top 10 the rest of the way.
Yeah, I didn't deserve a top 10 today. I sucked all race. I think that second pit stop, my right front was at 8%. I don't know what I was doing wrong.
It was using all the right front. They're giving me the right front. I'm going to use it all.
I'm using everything, but I don't know. I finished top 10 somehow. I don't know.
Hey, if they're going to serve it up on a silver platter, you got to take them when they give them to you.
Hell yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, Casey Brown, you were super quick again tonight. You had top 5 speed at times, and then you were one of the ones, where were you lap 92? You were right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I thought I had it missed. Just unfortunate. Had a really fast car. Was really proud of the qualifying effort, but yeah, that's Bristol for you, and we'll take a top 15, and hopefully with a lot of the cars being taken out, it helps us in the points a little bit, but that's about all we had.
Damage limitation after that, the big one at Bristol. I'll give you props for the paint scheme. It looked really good up there tonight, though, under the lights for sure, too. So I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But, go ahead, Ryan.
Speaking of paint schemes, I would like to say that it's nice to have the highest finishing beer car in the beer race.
Right.
So
you got the bragging rights. But always a pleasure, fellas. Very fun race. Vintage Bristol. And looking forward to the Brickyard next week.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks.
Later, bud.
Later.
I could too.
And then here with James Goodwin, Joseph McGill. It was a solid night for the team. James, your first top 10 of the season. The defining moment of this race, kind of the lap 92 wreck. You're able to sneak through on the inside. Same thing for McGill. And secured some really good finishes for you guys.
Absolutely. Couldn't be happier. Finally get a top 10. Only took, 5-6 weeks, something like that. And I got my Guinness to celebrate, just like I was running on the car.
There you go. But yeah, you've had some fringe top 10 speed in a couple of races, just didn't, either the strategy was against you or, just getting caught late by guys on fresh tires. Just kind of like, all right, we have the speed, we just need everything to go right. And tonight, that going right was simply just, I'll be just out of range from the calamity and able to sneak through on the inside, and I'll keep my car in one piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the simple thing is these guys are just crazy fast, so it came down to me needing a parking lot on the front stretch to get in the top 10, but I'll take it.
Yeah, like I said, I told Scarbo said he didn't deserve a top 10, but when they're going to offer him up free top 10s on a silver platter, you got to take them, and that's what, you were there to take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Joseph McGill, solid finish for you in 14th tonight. Kind of similar situation, just avoiding that parking lot on the front stretch, and you get past a bunch of people for free.
Yeah. Going into it, I think James can agree that the goal there was to not get involved in wrecks. Though, I kind of got caught up in a couple bumps there at the beginning. Got put in last, and satisfied that I was able to work up to 14 throughout the race.
Yeah, you got the lucky dog twice in the first 75 laps, and at one point you're running inside the top. I think you were 5th or 6th at the highest right after the wreck. So you had an up and down night, recovered nicely to 14th.
Yes, thank you. We both were quite surprised of how far up we actually ended up there after the wreck. That was astonishing.
And obviously able to hold on to it and not be involved in any further big wrecks, or just keeping all 4 tires headed the right direction, and solid finishes.
Yeah, I even told the guys when I was up in 4th place there after the wreck, I got on the chat and said, I don't think I'm supposed to be up here.
It's like, oh, wow, look at that. Where'd everybody go? It's like, but yeah, you take them when you can get them, and that's just part of it. That's vintage Bristol.
Yep, that it is.
Well, I appreciate the time, fellas. Congratulations on some solid, well-deserved runs, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week at the Brickyard.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Yep, you too. Alrighty, that is everyone that stuck around to hang out and talk to us. But that was Bristol, the world's fastest half-mile last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Put on another classic and another Mark Whitley win. The post-Hangover 200 presented by the Casual Pint Beerstro. Shout out to league owner Joseph Murata for sponsoring the race, running some beer-related paint schemes. It's makes sense with the new year, and hopefully no one was racing with a hangover. Hopefully they were all in their right minds. Looked like it. Had the netcode that kicked off the big wreck and a couple single-car spins, but nothing too bad. But here are the race results. 7 cars on the lead lap. Mark Whitley just over a second from Thaxton, Mazzella, and Tiller. You see just how close it was. 9/10 of a second separating 2nd to 5th. So that's how close it was. 7 lead lap finishers. Shorts, the first car 1 lap down. Goodwin and Scarrow picking up their first top 10s of the season. Murata as well. And then all the way down, second half of the field, it's kind of like, all right, where were you lap 92? Joshua Lawton taken out. Michael Davis, Kyle Ritchie, William K. Price, Randy Arms, Mike DeWalt, all involved in one way or another in that lap 92 caution. Travis DeLeon did not start the race. Brandon French had to park just after 9 laps. Not sure what happened to him. Alex Chura, blown motor. But that is the 27 drivers that finished the race. Again, the post-Hangover 200 presented by the Casual Pint Beerstro. We're heading to Indianapolis next Tuesday night, race 8. It'll be the third to last race in the regular season. Playoffs looming large, so got to get some good finishes in if you want to be a part of that elite group. But Art had to take off, so I'll give my recap. Great race. The internet held up. Got new internet. I'm glad to see that it held up for most of the night, if not all of it. We'll check after the fact. But appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Brickyard Crown Jewel. Y'all take care. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next Tuesday.